Welcome in, guys. This is just so freaking cool. I'm just so freaking excited to be able to do this, and that like people are even interested in tuning into something as niche as EndWar. Um, I haven't played this on the Xbox in over a decade. Um, when they shut down the servers in 2013 was around the time that I switched to like PC gaming. So I just sold all my Xbox stuff. I actually kept the Xbox, but I sold a bunch of the games, and it is thankfully the Xbox still works, and it's still running pretty good. Um, so I had to buy a new copy when I released the retrospective. I already had a copy on the way. I probably should have used. Probably should have ordered this copy on the Xbox and played it a little bit and used some of that footage for the retrospective video, but I just wanted to get it done, so I just used all PC footage. Um, so I'm really excited. Like, I fired this thing up for like maybe 5 minutes, and I just fired up a skirmish to make sure that it was working and that everything was configured correctly. But I haven't actually played it. I haven't looked through the menu. I haven't really done a whole lot um, since I got it. So before I even like jump into just like playing a skirmish or looking through the campaign, I kind of want to just look at like what is all saved on this Xbox still, because this Xbox has been around since 2011. So let's see, the mission replay system. Oh, I got some issues with downloadable content. I saw this earlier. I tried to delete all my downloadable content and reinstall it, but it just didn't work. Oh, I got one replay on here from 2010. Wow. So, wow. It looks like it's just a skirmish, so it's not even like a good Theater of War one or anything. So if you didn't play it back in the day on the Xbox, I don't know if it was like this on the PC. I haven't been able to find anything on the PC that mentions this. But on the Xbox, you could get your stored replays from your matches, and then you had one slot that was your showcase replay. And for your profile, you have that one replay, and anyone can go out there and find your profile and download your replay and watch through your replay to see, you know, what you did and how everything went. So we would mostly have like the showcase replay. It looks like I didn't do it this way, but a lot of the top players would have this showcase replay, like Kit Soldier, and you could just go out there and watch his replay and just see like how he stomped someone, or he actually would post some of his losses up there, and it was really cool to just see like, okay, like how did that person beat him? Yeah, just like a really cool system that I wish, you know, more RTSs and more like strategy games would implement, just so you can like have a chance to like see how things are going in other people's matches without, you know, this was before YouTube and before Twitch really, so people weren't recording and uploading their stuff as easily, so this was just a cool system. It's so sad that I can't go to the leaderboards, man. I would check that like every day. Let's go to the solo campaign. Let's see how old are the saves on this. 2012 and 2011. Oh, I got one of each faction. Turn 28, turn 26 hardcore. So part of me wants to jump into these and play them. And another part of me wants to just preserve those dates and not have them saved. So I think I might have to just let those things live and let them be there forever, be preserved as just a moment in time. Yeah. So if you're out there watching and you want to play some skirmishes, I do have Xbox Live. I just bought it again last night. So we can jump into like some skirmishes together, any skill level really. It's hard to talk while I'm playing this game and like make good competitive decisions. So I can already just tell you, like, I'm not going to be playing at my most competitive level. I'm going to try to keep this more fun and entertaining. But yeah, just going to click through the menus a little bit and just see like what it's like. Let me jump over there. So if you're out there, like, did you guys play much on the 360 back in the day? You still playing on the PC? If you're part of the Discord server, if not, join in the Discord server. We definitely would love to have you. We have about 160 people in there now, and we're trying to get matches going on the Xboxes, especially because on Xbox there's actually a 4v4 mode. and there isn't a 4v4 mode on the PC. Also, just the skirmish menu is different than the PC. The PC has a very standard, typical skirmish screen compared to this. That's interesting. Like I forgot completely about that. But I'm thinking what I'm going to end up doing for this one, if no one's hopping on, messaging me wanting to hop into a match, I'm just going to do like some of the maps and just talk about like what my strategies were and stuff. So without any other ado, I'm just going to hop into Paris, and I'll put on the hardcore AI. It's fine. Because I want to talk about the strategy. So there's one strategy. If you saw my retrospective video near the beginning, I sort of talk about in math class in about 11th grade, like 2011-ish, 2012, somewhere in there. I just was like sitting and I was drawing like plans for how to defend Paris against the Americans, and just like listening to music instead of, you know, paying attention to class. And so the strategy I came up with is the one that actually got me to my very first #1 on the weekly leaderboards. It was my first one that ever got me to #1 on the weekly leaderboards, and it is this strategy here. So defending Paris, typically what would happen in theater of war, most people would do, is they would try to do an econ start on the attacking side. So the Americans would grab like a rifleman and an engineer and a transport, and they would deploy another infantry. So they would drive one of the infantry to Delta. They would have one walk to Bravo, and they'd have another walk to Foxtrot. Or they would have a command vehicle in place of one of those infantry. So the whole plan was they just get their uplinks, and then they're going to start with, you know, just pummeling you. That's all their goal is to get their uplinks, get artillery out, turtle, and pummel you. So the strat I came up with was deploying one engineer, a rifleman, and then starting off with an artillery unit. And the entire point is to just stall their econ. Miller, it played a lot on 360 when it came out. A few years ago, you saw Steel Battalion. Oh, sweet. See, I never played Steel Battalion. I just wasn't like much of an RTS guy outside of this game, really. So yeah, here we are at the strat. So first thing we do is, wow, these controls. I'm just like, it's just like a glove. It's like riding a bike. Like I haven't played this in over a decade, and I'm just like flying through it already. The point of this strat is you just deploy 2 artillery right off the bat, and we're just gonna go up there and just start pelting Foxtrot, and it just keeps them from being able to secure it. And if they try to go to Delta and secure that instead, we just switch our artillery to attack that instead. And it just keeps them from being able to get their command points. And because you're already pelting Foxtrot, you can destroy that uplink so quickly that they can't get Force Recon 2 to send against you, and they can't get Airstrike Level 2. They can't get Electronic Warfare and Airstrike at the same time. It's just a really brutal, oppressive strat. Played a lot during the 360 era. Definitely the Enforcers. I really like the other faction, but I didn't play much in Theater of War. Hey man, a lot of people didn't play much of the Theater of War. That's what I'm finding out the most from a lot of the comments is like they didn't play a Theater of War, and that's how they learned about Theater of War was the video, which surprised me, honestly. I didn't realize like how many people picked this game up after it already bombed. So yeah, here's our strat. You can see there's a range indicator on the left side of the reticle there, and what that range indicator isn't on the PC version, and it sucks that it's not on the PC version because you can't tell if you're in range or not on the PC version for this kind of thing. And if you don't know, you can tell artillery to force attack. On PC, you can hit F key. On the Xbox, you double tap the A button. On PlayStation, that'd be the X button. But yeah, here's our strat right here. If they try to secure Foxtrot, my artillery can actually down their riflemen before they can secure it. And we're already in position to just deal with their uplinks. So he might get the secure. I don't think the AI is going to be able to get the secure here with 2 artillery pummeling it. Yeah, see, we just heard there was a little sound indicator there. I don't know how well you guys can hear the game sounds, but there's a little sound indicator there. You can hear the unit going down. We upgrade force recon here, and we deploy sentries just to get a little bit more anti-air. Get our gunships to just scout. Oh, a little bit of a glitch there. Let's see. Yeah. So this is like the whole strat. Is it just the best they can do is they can get one uplink secured, one mission support, and they don't really have a means to do anything against you. Like, I'm already hitting Delta, as you can see here. So if they try to secure that, I've got them beat. If they try to rush at you early, they can't get across either of the bridges fast enough for it to really matter. Because by then you've already got a gunship out, you've already got a transport, your engineers are in place, you can already have your sentries down. It's just brutal. The Lord of the Rings game on the 360 that's the whole vibe. The fact that you just brought that up, man, I loved that game. I remember playing it against the buddy of mine. We had like almost a 2-hour match because we both just had like one unit left, and we just were trying to run around chasing each other. And then it turned into, well, no, not just one unit, but it started off with, gosh. So I'm remembering this now. It started off with him taking the little island on that map with the L shape, and then over in the corner there's that one little island. He took that island over, and then we were just doing ship battles back and forth, and then we ended up with one unit each, and it just took us forever to actually kill each other. Here I'm going to deploy an extra gunship because I got 6 command points now. I'm about to have 7. I'll call in a Force Recon level 2, and then I'll call in another Force Recon level 2 once I get another 4 command points. And then I'm going to take this engineer here and change the upgrade over to electronic warfare so that I have it available. At the same time, we are going to move our artillery up so we can attack Bravo. One day I managed to beat the bot with 0 losses, and it felt like a genius. Yeah, this game is great. Alright, there we go. So, call in a Force Recon. I'm going to call it back to there. I'm going to call... Actually, yeah, let's send one here. And now we switch this over, because there's no point in leaving it Force Recon. We're better off just switching that. So here's like where you can make mistakes with this strat though, is you can actually, if you leave your artillery too close to each other, they can just get airstruck, or they can just run at you and get airstruck if the enemy had Bravo as airstrikes. So you just have to be aware of that. Right now I'm sending my tank over to that side because I want it to be ready for when the Force Recon comes in. I want it to move forward with the Force Recon. And obviously I'm playing against AI, so like this is the easiest it's ever gonna be, but Ubisoft need to make EndWar 2 game. Yeah, that was sweet. We are hoping that we can get something made ourselves, maybe in like BattleBit or some other like low poly, something that's easy to mod, so that we can just do it ourselves and just not have the IP of EndWar. You know, we just make it ourselves. Easier to balance, that kind of thing. Oh, let's get our gunships out of there. So we can see our Force Recon's moving in on the map. We can see it's over here. That's kind of what's difficult on Paris, is your Force Recon, it's hard to gauge exactly which side they're going to go in on. And right here we've already taken Bravo, so I'm going to move back. And I'm going to deploy. Actually, I'm going to get my engineer back upgraded. Okay, so targets we need to deal with. Transports, tanks. We need to deal with all these transports so our gunships can move. So let's deal with you. Let's send our gunships after this tank, and then let's drop an electronic warfare here to deal with that transport. And then now we're going to send our transport and our tank over there. We're going to also walk our riflemen to Foxtrot, so that way if they're walking while everything's moving. We're going to tell our gunships to use the specials on the transport, and then we're going to tell our artillery to attack the transport, because the transport is the most dangerous thing to us right now. Like, once we take that out, we have 2 gunships that can take down their prey. We got some infantry and stuff moving on this side. See, like a human player would never do something like this. That's the thing about the AI. It's such a bad AI, even if you're on hardcore. I noticed the chat on the screen isn't updating for you guys. That's a little annoying. I haven't used OBS for YouTube live streams before, so this is all a little bit new to me. I'll get it fixed after this ends. Let's go deal with this infantry. Is there anything comparable nowadays? Not really. I mean, just not really. I know I hear some people saying Broken Arrow is going to be pretty good. It'll be pretty moddable, that kind of thing, but I don't have any info on that. I gotta say, it's like got a couple people in here now. Early on in the video, I said I was the top European ranked player. I have now learned, because we have found some other top players, but I have now learned that Kid Soldier actually did play on European faction. I just never knew it, because I was always on Europe. I never would have seen him unless we matched against each other. So I take back my statement. I was wrong. Kid Soldier was the best European faction player and the best player in the game. So now that our force recon's kind of gone and done its thing, what we want to do is, well, one, we're pushing up to take both these uplinks. So we're gonna go secure Delta, and we're also gonna go secure Foxtrot. But we want to push into their LZ at this point. We just want to choke it out. So one of the things that I see a lot of people make mistakes on is they just don't tighten their grip when the time comes. And this is an example where, like, you got to tighten your grip. You don't want the AI or another human to have a chance to beat you. If you don't want that to happen, you just gotta push into their LZ. And right now I'm holding my command points, because once we capture an uplink, I'm gonna have DEFCON. The AI is probably gonna nuke me, but once they nuke me, that's fine, because I'm gonna deploy a crap ton of units. Unit 7's going down here. Unit 9's going in on Delta. I think Unit 7's down. Yeah, Unit 7's down. A couple of gunships there. I'm just gonna leave them. I mean, this game's over. Yeah. So, DEFCON hits. Deploy your units. No reason to deploy anything besides units. There's no reason to use airstrikes in DEFCON. There's no reason to... no reason to use, yeah, like I said, airstrikes in DEFCON, electronic warfare, force recon. Like, the best thing you can do is get units out. And right now I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna drop an E-warfare. They've got that infantry there still. I'm just gonna tell the artillery to hit them. Alright, and we pick them up. So here's something else that I always see newer players maybe don't do. Late in the game, use transports to pick up your riflemen. It's really common to just forget that that can happen and just only do it at the beginning of the game. But you gotta do it. You gotta remember that it exists. Yeah, Sam. This game is nothing but memories for me. Like, I'm gonna bring this. What's going on with my? Oh, the gunship's getting on him. That's fine. So like this, at this point in the game, on the theater of war, if I had left my artillery like this and I was beating someone this badly, I would expect them to nuke my artillery, which I think that's what's happening right now. But I would expect them to nuke my artillery after they knock down the shields. And that's, yep. So the AI did exactly what like a human would have done. It would just suicide and try to kill the unit.
Check Bravo. We have secured it.
Yeah, 12-minute win. It's hard to believe that was 12 minutes, but that's beating a hardcore AI defending Paris. I'm going to step away just a second to close the door. I'll be right back. Wow. It's crazy. 11 of you watching right now. Like I've never streamed before, so welcome into my very first stream. It's good to see 11 of you here and wanting to watch. It's hard to believe. Like I think I said at the beginning of the video or beginning of the stream, like it's hard to believe anyone is still interested in this 15-year-old game that I played way too much of, and that my mom jokingly said I wasted lots of hours on. And how it's all kind of come around full circle 11 years later. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, my chat doesn't want to update. So let's do this. Let's fix it. There we go. Yeah, because so I have a capture card right now plugged in, and I don't have it set up to where I'm actually seeing what the Xbox is just putting out. I'm just using OBS and seeing the overlays and stuff. It's just like the easiest way I could get everything set up. So if I don't see your chat, if I wasn't seeing your chats, it's because I had to look to another screen, and I'm not used to doing that yet. Could probably actually move it here and it would be fine. Let's do that. And I can see it on both sides. Great memories playing this game. Yeah. Is there any maps anybody wants to see? Used to play this on PS, probably 500 plus hours. Yeah. Yeah, on the leaderboards, I probably had like 26 or 2,700 matches total. Reagan Air Force Base. Oh man, USS Reagan Sea Base. Reagan, man, Reagan. With DAC 303, we just did Paris, but I can come back to it again. The Spain one with Castle La Mancha is so cool. Yeah. Yeah. No. We saw Reagan Sea Base all the damn time on the Theater of War, and for the European faction, it's just the most lopsided map that you had to deal with. No matter which side you're on as a European faction, you're on the losing side. So let's see if we can get that set up. Let's see. I know I saw some comments on the video that said people had some fun with, had some difficulties with Moscow, and Moscow is one of my easiest maps, so I was kind of surprised to hear that. I know that when you're invading Moscow on the campaign, it is harder because the AI gets some additional like higher ranked units, so it makes it a little harder. But Moscow, there's ways you beat it on the siege that are real easy, that aren't cheesy or anything, and it's exactly what we would do in the Theater of War. So let's play the European faction. I actually haven't played Reagan Sea Base other than a couple of times I was getting footage for the video. I just fired up a skirmish, and it was for very specific things like the EMP plus WMD, which Borman, I gotta ask, was that what people did on the PS3 too? Was it like that electronic warfare and WMD to kill your units? Or is that just something the Xbox people did? If being salty, yep. No, exactly. It brought back so many memories. How do I get this stupid heart thing out of the way? so I can actually like see the rest of your message. It's annoying. There we go. Let's do that. Yeah, man. Like going through that list of like, and I wrote it down. I started writing out like when I was writing the script, I wrote out like 4 different ways to kill units, and then I just kept going, and it just kept going, and I was like, oh man, if I have to like find some funny way to like lead this in, and I just was like, what if I just said like there are so many fucking ways to kill units, and like that made me just want to write more and more about like all the different ways and like try to figure them out again. And remembering that like the electronic warfare WMD one just brought back so much PTSD for me. I actually left out a couple, but those were mostly like killing the deployment choppers. Like I didn't even think about it until the other day. Civ Raj. I loved this game when it came out, played it all the time, but never got good enough to play online. The thing is I think a lot of people have that same experience, that they didn't play it online because they didn't feel like they were good enough, but the game was not meant to be balanced. I actually had this conversation with someone and yesterday, and they were explaining it to me, and it made me realize what was going on. I didn't really think of it this way either, but the game wasn't meant to be balanced. It's supposed to be looked at as sort of like an MMO, where you've got someone who's got higher ranked units because they've spent more time, and you might not. And part of like, you know, joining up into matches and playing with people who are better than you, was that you would pick up things and you would learn like how to play and like what to do. Was it common to accidentally kill a unit when you're trying to follow the unwritten rules? Yes, absolutely. If you fire just too many special attacks, like maybe you're trying to down a tank that's coming after you, and you told your artillery to fire 2 specials, but they got delayed in their fire animation, and then you told, you know, another transport or something to attack it, and then just too much delays plus the special attacks going off, we just kill a unit. Let's see if I can't get that stupid heart off the screen. Nope. We're gonna leave it on there. Let me fix some OBS stuff. One sec. And then let me bring you guys back up. All right. TMI, was that TMI? 3 Mile Island? Oh yeah. No, so like the Theater of War, oh shoot. The Theater of War, I forgot you can't just like view the map on this skirmish thing. But the Theater of War, yeah, it was always Europe pushing into Reagan, and then if we won somehow, we'd get to 3 Mile, and then it'd be back to Reagan, and then 3 Mile, and then Reagan, and then we'd be back over on the other side of the Atlantic in McGillicuddy, and gosh, there's another one up there I can't remember. Chattanooga. Oh, Chattanooga all the time. World in Conflict. So I didn't play much World in Conflict. Let's jump into the match now. I'm going to take some pauses between these because this game, it's taken a lot out of my mental like capacity to try to like talk while I'm playing. So I'm going to need a little bit of breathers in between. EU on JF and JF, yeah, freaking Reagan, man. JFK. I saw JFK all the like. There's some maps on here like Valor. I swear we only saw that map like maybe 5 times total in like 5 years, in the 4 or 5 years that it was running, just because we never pushed that front line. I saw that map the other day. Some other people in the Discord were playing it, and I was so confused. I was like, what map is this? I thought it was one of the DLC maps. EMP plus level 2 airstrike. Yeah, that. Oh my gosh. For sure, and it was a 2v2. The random I had didn't help with it. Now I understand it more. Yeah, I mean, I can still remember. So I didn't play the game right off the bat. I remember being so excited to play the map, or to play the game, or to buy the game when I saw the trailers, and I saw the trailer on Vegas 2, Rainbow Six Vegas 2. They had a trailer for EndWar. And all of the hype leading up, you know, this was the G4 TV days, so you're still watching G4 TV, and you know, it's all this stuff on EndWar, and I was so excited, and then I never bought it. I pre-ordered it so I could play the demo when it came out, and then for some reason I think I switched that pre-order over to like Gears of War 2 or something else. So I just never played it. And on this one, I'm gonna do. We're gonna do this. This is a fine start. There's a bunch of different ways we could start on this map. I never really feel comfortable on it. You just got to figure it out. So so what I'm doing off the bat here is command vehicle. I went the tactical task force so that I can get a UAV attack, because the UAV is pretty useful on this map. I'm just gonna run and capture the uplinks, get my normal econ. On a map like this, very few uplinks. The European faction, when we have our high-ranked units, what you really want to do is get like a tank right off the bat with a Vercator, and you just run at them before they can do anything. They can get their uplinks. They'll probably have an engineer already in cover by the time you get up there, but you have Vercator, and Vercator knocks out the shields. So a tank rolling up there, knocking out the shields of an engineer right off the bat, and then your transport right behind it, dropping off some riflemen to deal with the engineer. Like, that's basically what we would do. Yep. MLRS. This brings back memories. G4 TV was so good. So didn't finish the story, but I didn't buy this for like a year after it came out, and so I remember some of the early 4v4s that I played where I just sucked, and I remember like deploying a transport and not. I think what it was, like, I deployed a rifleman and I didn't pick up someone. I didn't like pick up the allies rifleman, and I got flamed like so hard, and that was on like Brener Pass, and I just remember stuff like that. Like, it's fine, that kind of thing. Like, you just learned, you just started playing. If you really cared, you really wanted to play it, you just played it. I'm just gonna go the cheesy strat because I'm against the AI right now, and I'm just gonna go force recon up the middle. This map is really good because so one of the things on this map is European artillery. You have to get so close to hit the uplinks. If you're on the other side, there's actually like these barricades here. A lot of times you would just tell your artillery to force attack the ground there, destroy those barricades so that you have another place to put your artillery. Because if you try to drive your artillery to the ramp in order to hit Alpha and Delta, you're just killing your artillery. There's no other way around it. Bring in a transport here. We're gonna bring the UAV all the way back here. If you played this on PC, you're probably like wondering, why am I sitting in the sit rep so much? And that's because on console you can actually control the UAV while you're in sit rep, which you can't do on PC for some stupid fucking reason. And I don't know why they did this. Terrible idea. Eyes on Schwarzkopf tanks. So we're just gonna take him out. So our UAV right now is already doing damage to that. Bring him up. Yeah, on the UAV, you can use the UAV on PC. You just can't control it. You have to jump out of the menu in order to control the UAV. Constantly switching between being in set rep and being out of it. It's so dumb. So we're just gonna send force recon up here. Switch our engineers over to electronic warfare. Also, I didn't notice this until like maybe a week ago, but you I remember gosh, sorry, I just saw one of your messages. I lost track of what I was saying. Oh, I didn't realize this until the other day, was that you really don't see the special attack name when you're playing on the PC version unless you hover in the corner on that little box, the little hubs. That's the only time you really see the indicator of what the name is. So I will call European artillery special attack, I'll call it the MLRS. And people who played on PC, you might not even have any it didn't click with you that like that's what it's called, compared to just, you know, special attack or the missile launcher. It's all these like little strange decisions that they made for the PC that are just unfortunate, is the only way to put it, really. Like, I think that they really just hamstrung the game because of these very small decisions. No wonder no one liked it. Golden Aura, I snake a little behind, but I think he must have played against you on Paris because I really remember a strat just like that. Yeah. Yeah, hope, man. You know, I loved that freaking. I can't believe that strat worked that much because I'd use that strat on Paris mixed with there's one that the Red Dragon on YouTube has. If you go look at his, that was the one that we'd mix it up with. All right, so here's his artillery. Looks like mine aren't in range, but we'll get there. We're gonna send our gunship up to deal with this tank. You have engineers probably. All right, we're gonna send the command vehicle up now too, because it's a meat shield. Yeah, if you're having trouble against the hardcore AI, my advice is to just don't give them any room to breathe. Because once you do that, then you are going to lose, because the AI cheats on hardcore. I think I need to deploy more drones. Camera's being a little funky. I think it's still using my sensitivity settings that I set years ago. Oh, I want to deal with this engineer. Oh, that's a rifleman. Oh, it's not even an engineer. Interesting. On PS3, I don't recall people using Force Recon. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Borman. Like, I don't remember it on the Xbox either. Force Recon was just something we just didn't use, and only recently have I been like, oh wow, this is really strong. This map was tough. Yeah, you needed EMP. A lot of this map was just deploy a like artillery that have special attacks, and then use an EMP. So like if the American artillery, they could sit probably around here on the map. They could sit there and they can hit both your uplinks. So you drop an electronic warfare there, and then use your then you'd use your what's the word I'm looking for? Your laser designator from your rifleman, so that you could hit the artillery. Like this is one of those ones that I said it on the video that you just use that sort of that method in order to get things done. This is the map where you do that. So we'll just deal with this transport now. Notice I'm walking up to Lima, and I'm also going to walk up to Foxtrot. Because once DEFCON hits, then I win. Love from Chile. Wow, thank you. It was great watching. The BMT, I've been looking for you, man. You got to join our Discord. I've been looking for you. I got to say, like, it's so cool that you're here, man. I remembered your name. You were one of the people I could remember it for my video, but it was after I recorded my voiceover. And I was like, oh, man, like, I got to get the BMT in there somewhere, and I just couldn't get it, man. Someone said your name, like I was talking to some friends about, you know, like as I was getting ready to release the video, and oh man, like your name came up. General Perkins was another name. Let's see. My buddy was like, it was basically just going through a list of all the people he remembered gunship rushing against. That's basically it. Alright, well this match is over. We'll go take Foxtrot, we'll go take Whiskey. We're trying to... The AI, if you haven't been able to figure it out yet, the AI has really stupid WMD decision making. It will only WMD if it can hit 3 of your units at a time. It will not use it for any other reason. So if you are struggling against the AI, just don't group 3 units or group 3 gunships and just tell them to move, and you can sometimes get the AI to nuke in a spot where your gunships can outrun. Right now I'm doing a thing. I'm going to be going over all these things that are probably like really beginner for some of you, but like things that like back in the day, I used to like have to teach people all the time. You can use force attack. If you don't know about force attack, you can tell your units to attack a building, a structure, even the ground, without there actually being a hostile indicator. You just double tap the A or the X button, or on the PC you hit F and then you click. So I do that a lot with my artillery to just, if I can't see that rifleman as they're deploying, I'll tell my artillery to force attack and it'll get it. So that's Reagan. That strategy works against humans pretty well too. The force recon one, but most of the time when you're attacking on that map, I mean, you don't have force recon. There's no army bases near enough to that the attacking side is going to have force recon. So it really only works in skirmishes and against the AI. I guess technically it doesn't work on solo campaign either, but you could swap out those force recon for airstrike level 2 and utilizing special attacks with airstrike level 2. Sucks you can't beat it before getting all the upgrades. You can. Oh yeah, it does suck you can beat it before you get all your upgrades. Cool. Very cool. Man, if any of you guys got Xbox, this is amazing that so many of you are on this, but if you have Xbox, you have Xbox Live, you can add me. I am Ice Cold Snake. There's a 7 and a V in the name, as you can see there on the left side. So it's just Ice space Cold space Snake. Use a 7 and a V to make up that N. 16-year-old me thought it was really cool to use a 7 and a V, and he was right. And I will never change it. But we can do skirmishes if you've got it on Xbox One or Series X. I think it still works with the backwards compatibility. Someone might have to confirm that for me. But yeah, I would love to just hop into skirmishes and just try to play. You need to get a 360. Yeah, you do need to get a 360 again, BMT. Pup sitting right now. You don't have to buy live again. Would you use party chat for 2v2s and 4v4s? So the in-game has a chat. You'd hold, I think it's right bumper in-game. Yeah, it's right bumper to do the party chat or the chat in-game. Yes, it does work on Series X and it does work on Xbox One. It's part of the backwards compatibility for those consoles. So somebody was showing me the other day, they were just streaming it on Discord from their Series X, which again just blew my mind, like thinking how long ago it was that this came out and we didn't have that kind of technology. But yeah, so the reason you'll notice that I'm playing entirely without voice commands, because we would be in party chats on Xbox while we were playing, and when you're in a party chat, Xbox, the game can't find your microphone. Your microphone is exclusive to only the party chat, so you had to learn to play without voice commands when you were in party chats. So, you know, this was back when you would sit in a party chat where people were playing all kinds of games and just talking and stuff. So, 2 messages. Who are these? Love EndWar and Xbox. There's Stone. Love EndWar and Xbox. Darth Pow Protein. I love the name. It's great. See, I just like, I haven't even seen this menu pop up in, like, you know, 10, 11 years now, and it's just bringing back all these memories. The first thing my eye went to was your name and then your gamer score, because I remember just like looking at gamer scores all the time and being so excited when I was like, oh, I have 90,000 gamer score, and I would 100% like every game. I remember going to, like, gosh, here's a throwback. I remember renting games from Hollywood Video in like 2010, because there were still like 1 or 2 Hollywood Videos in my area. And we'd rent a game for a week. I'd rent a game for a weekend, and then I would just try to 100% it and get all the gamer score, the achievements for it. And then GameFly came out, and that was my only thing, is I would just every week have a new game that I was getting all of the achievements for. Stone, I added you. Hopefully you're out there. I don't see that you're online on my friends list. If you're out there, love to play a match or two. out too many shadows. It is hot in this room with this Xbox and this PC running right next to me. Looking at people achievements unlocks on EndWar, see how skilled they were. I remember doing that. Yeah. Yeah, like there's a couple of achievements that are like, you know, win 200 matches or play 200 matches of in EndWar, play 2v2s. It's crazy. We used to have to do that. So if you guys aren't in the Discord server, I don't have a link in the description of this one. On my channel, if you go to the retrospective video, you can find a link to the Discord. I will, if someone is out there and has a link, an invite link, they can drop in the chat. Actually, I think I might have it open. Still have it open. Oh, I do have it open. Let me grab one. This link expires in 7 days. That's fine. Let's grab it. Let's throw you on the chat. If you haven't joined the Discord, here's a link to join our EndWar Revival Discord server. We've got about 160-ish members now in the Discord server. Trying to get some more. It looks like someone just joined. I just saw a number pop up. Trying to get more people in. Trying to get more people onto the Xbox version, because the Xbox version you can still play skirmishes. All you need is Xbox Live, which I know is $10 a month. It's still not, you know, it's not nothing, but you can still do skirmishes online. You can do 4v4s. If you're on the PC version, there's no 4v4s at all. They just stripped that completely from the PC version. Or to be more accurate, they didn't add it into the patch. So the console versions didn't release with 4v4, and they later added it probably like 4 or 5 months later in a patch. I think PS3 actually got their patch 6 months later, but you know, that's because the PlayStation 3 architecture was absolutely awful to code for. But yeah, join up the Discord. Let's try to get more people. We're trying to get some 4v4s going. I think it'd be really cool to get 4v4s going again. That was back in the day. There was a clan for the EFEC that was just all about like player development and stuff, and I was part of that, and like my job was like player development and like getting people to get to becoming an advanced player if like we noticed that they had good skills. And so I would spend way too much time like working with them on replays and in 2v2s to like help them improve decision making. It was nerdy, but it was fun. At 16 years old, being, you know, having a chance to do something like that. All right, map. Someone pick a map. Someone pick a side that I'm on. Someone pick something. Start throwing out names. Ramstein. See that one? Which one's that? I will say that the one thing the PC version has over the skirmish, over the decisions, one thing the PC version has over the console version is when you're picking your map on the skirmish, you can actually see the map. You know, you're not just like trying to remember off the top of your head which one it is. Ramstein. Oh, that's the one where you start, one side starts on the other side of a river. There's two bridges that cross into it, and then you're in the base. Okay, that's the air base with the destroyed fighter jets. Maxwell. Is Maxwell the one at night? Air Force Base. Is Maxwell the one at night? Which one's the one at night? I think Maxwell's the one at night. I actually would like to do Ramstein. It's during the day. I like the day maps. I hate the night maps. America, Europe. What am I doing? Which side am I on? I know one I want to do is Sebastopol. So after we do this one, the next one will be Sebastopol. And because I want to talk about strategies on that one. Maxwell might be the one with destroyed map during the night. Yeah, see you around, BMT. Love the Chattanooga map. All right. I think just because I want to do Russia, I want to try a couple of Russian matches. It's been a while since I've done Russia stuff. Yeah, man, this is so cool. Ramstein. Yeah, this one, Yankee, Lima. Got two bridges, three technically, but you're very rarely using Lima. I do have a memory on this map of getting like absolutely pummeled in the Delta side of things, and I had a rifleman. I snuck all the way around past Lima and then across that bridge to Zulu, and then I just snuck them around behind to the east of Zulu. You see a little building that has like an X in it. Just snuck them over there, just hung them out for a long time, and then when the enemy pushed up from Zulu to try to take Lima, I just walked them to Zulu and got me 4 command points, which allowed me to then deep strike to the other side of the map and also secure over there. Yeah, it was fun. All right. So on a map like this, you are probably, if you move up to Zulu, it's outside of the army base walls, if I remember correctly. But really, most of what would happen is you'd just get into like alpha area, and it would just be an absolute, you'd just be a battle. You'd just be a battlefield out there. So this is one where you like heavily go into armor, and you take like a transport engineer, tank, or I always liked having a rifleman at the front line instead of an engineer, because if the enemy matches you but they have a rifleman, they're gonna win. Unless you can get on their rifleman right away, but their rifleman can kill your engineer so quickly that it hurts. So yeah, this is one of those strange maps where I don't think they really balanced it for the attackers like at all. A lot of these Air Force base and Army base ones, they decided they don't care about the balance. They just want to make it match to what the layout is in real life enough. So let's run with this. Chattanooga was a good map. Sneak infantry are easily. Is Chattanooga one of the swamp maps? Is that Okefenokee? That's Okefenokee. Which one's Chattanooga?
Operation Knife Thrust is go. Repeat, is go.
Yeah, we're gonna go Alpha. Let's go to Alpha. Let's go take Alpha.
Units entering the battle space.
I'm gonna walk the rifleman to Lima side, and then we're gonna deploy a transport and a rifleman that are gonna go Yankee side to kind of go grab that side of things and get moving around. But we bring this rifleman to Lima because we can then walk him to Zulu. So I feel better about a rifleman walking around Lima and Zulu, and then having a transport come around the Delta side of things, rather than the other way around. Yeah, this map. Yeah, which one's Chattanooga again? Is that all those maps that have different variations of them like nighttime? It's just basically just recolors and maybe a couple of assets here and there. I lose track of which one's which. I swear, I think people would always, from the defender side, I think you would always end up with people rushing over to Zulu, if I remember right. I just don't remember seeing this map a lot. Like, I think one of the, maybe it was intentional, but one of the things we saw, one of the things I feel like is a, you know, I wish was a little bit different, was each faction, because of where they were at on the world map, you really didn't see many of the maps. Like, because, you know, it's very infrequent for the effect to be coming in from a certain part of the United States. So you might not have seen that very often. But immediately plant minefield, then go secure. Look at that. Nice big minefield. And I don't, oh, my joystick's broken. That's good to know. It's a little stuck. That's all. Right. We are going to upgrade E-Warfare because I don't know what's going to come after us. The Mountain Pass map, yep, I love that map. Yep, Brener Pass, Rondain, Chattanooga. I think there's one more. This is just the 3.
Death's head here. Whole squad ready.
I'm still doing that thing I used to do when I was a kid, just like cycling my thing back and forth. I just don't see like what are they doing? Oh, here they are. So the AI has this thing where if they group a gunship with an infantry, it will just be stuck like you see there because it's moving slowly. And it is the easiest way to spot if there's an infantry somewhere because it will just move like that. And that's why you never group your units when you tell them to when you give them an action. Let's make our way to Delta with these guys because I see them moving.
Eyes on JSF combat engine.
Do this. Do active group secure Yankee.
Artillery fire on our position.
Artillery fire on our position.
Check unit 3.
Here. Oh, they're fine.
You have work for us.
This is Vixen. Artillery fire on our position. This is Vixen.
This is Strike Command. Your taxi to us. Northwest.
Plants another minefield.
Eyes on M118 suspects.
There we go. We're gonna try to tackle the engineer first. Unit 4, let's move you to Zulu.
Artillery fire on our position.
Oops. Let's get a gunship out. We need to reinforce our combat chain over here at Delta. This engineer is going to be a problem. Could you try a level 3 airstrike? McGillicuddy. Oh, Fred start with me on McGillicuddy.
Eyes on Schwarzkopf tanks.
Which one is McGillicuddy? It's one of the... Oh, there's that delayed damage. You guys saw that? I don't know if you saw it, but it had like 3/4 health and then it just suddenly dies. Engineers have all kinds of bugs.
Check unit 1. Bad odds.
Unit 1, bad odds. Oh, there's tanks right there. Oh, I can tell I'm paying attention. You gotta stop watching chat, apparently. Alright, we're gonna bring our other transporter in here. Actually, from Yankee, let's go take Delta. I'll just leave it. I'm fine. So let's take Zulu. It's going to push DEFCON. Just gonna bring out another gunship. Just do a new warfare there. Just gonna tell it to attack. Oh, this is good. It's good warfare. Tanks aren't a problem. Artillery is. We'll deal with the artillery. Oh, we've got infantry here. Another rifleman. Unit 1's down. It's fine. Yeah, let's get the artillery first, and then we'll deal with the tank. Unit 10, we're going to get them on the tank because they don't need to keep going. Now we'll turn on the tank. And then we'll tell our artillery actually to focus over on that rifleman. Just get rid of them. It's going to push DEFCON. We're going to get nuked here. Yep, there it is. Right on cue. That's going to hit our artillery. Rip. One artillery's dead. Alright, we got enough that we can deep strike. So you're going to be rifleman. If you are unfamiliar with the deep strike ability, some people are. While your unit is in, they haven't started their animation, you can tell them to move to a target. So before they started their deployment animation is when you have to give the order. It is an early upgrade that you get in the rifleman ability tree. It costs 6 command points to tell them to do that order. And oh, this engineer's gonna kill me. Transport, I didn't realize. Why isn't Unit 6 attacking?
Death's head here. All
Very
squads
interesting.
ready.
Also, I chased after this. Oops. Ah, forget it. Thermobaric warhead. That's what it's called. Like, even the names of the WMDs, even the names of the WMDs, like on the PC version, you don't see the name. So I'm kind of excited to like play this again and see what they are. Is this rifleman still dying over here? Okay, whatever. Oh, we're at Bravo. Gotta secure it. Alright, now we just get units. I saw your message. You say it's so unfair that AI gets WMD. Listen, the WMD is it keeps it balanced. The whole point is you secure an uplink, and you're going to you secure an uplink. You get 4 command points, and you've just pushed DEFCON, which means you now have enough command points to deploy 2 units. Okay. You also have enough command points to then start deep striking, like you saw me do. You also, when the AI or another person drops their WMD, you now have access to yours. So you are in the driver's seat of the match. They now have a chance to knock out 1, 2, maybe 3 units. If you're, if you grouped your units too much, that's kind of on you. And the WMD just helps keep everything balanced because it now gives them an opportunity to try to push back against you. I'm just gonna airstrike this engineer. Oh, it doesn't get insta-killed with full shield. I mean, you're not gonna lose the unit like killed, right? Is what you're saying? Like, oh, my artillery didn't have a shield; it was dead. The shields were gone. That's the reason it died. Yeah. So one of the things, I mean, so what I was getting at there then with the unfair, as I see a lot of comments about it, like in a lot of the reviews for the game too, like people will say that where they're like, oh, it's so unfair that the AI, you're beating the AI and then suddenly they get a nuke. Like they can just knock out 3 of your units or whatever. That's a very common complaint people had about this game when it was releasing. And I see it all the time still. So that's why I always jump on that because I just think that's kind of bullshit to complain about. But yeah, on Theater of War, I'm sure Borman, like hopefully I'm saying that right, but Borman, I'm sure you also had that same feeling of like whenever you, let me just do this order because I can't think and talk. Once you trigger DEFCON and someone else had access to the nuke, immediately get your infantry out of buildings. Just don't even let there be an opportunity to have your infantry die. Wow, see, this is where the hardcore AI cheats. How are all these units being deployed? Where are all their command points coming from? They haven't secured an uplink.
Artillery fire at our position.
We will capture uplink.
There would be one guy on 44 just do it on a petty target and counter WMD. yeah. 4v4 is everyone had the ability to hit the button and call in the WMD. It was frustrating as all hell. Yeah. So now I'm winning out already. Like, AI had a little bit of room to breathe there, but as you can see, it's because they cheat. They just shouldn't have these command points. That's just how it is. They shouldn't have these command points. There's no reason that they should be able to deploy as many units as I have deployed, and they haven't secured any uplinks. See what I'm saying? That's why I just don't like playing hardcore AI on campaign mode. But I'm gonna go back and do it. That was fun. I remember guys saying he didn't do it, but in-game stats show who called it. Yeah, kick from the group. Yep. I saw some footage of the PS3 version, and just looking at how much darker it is, kind of surprised me. I mean, it's the PS3, like everything was brown, and I mean, Xbox was like that too, but it's so much darker, higher contrast, that even that little change threw me off. I do want to play one on Sebastopol. I think it's a map people have talked about before, but I had a strategy on this that I like talking about, and I just want to show it. So it's my stream, I'll do it. Okay, Sebastopol, lots of uplinks. That's the main thing on this one. Lots of uplinks. So we've got 8 total, which means you have to take 5 in order to push DEF CON. So what usually happens here is the Russian side, they start behind that big building there in their LZ. What usually ends up happening is someone on that Russia side is going to take a transport of riflemen, possibly with a tank, but let's just say a transport of riflemen, and they usually run over to Foxtrot. While they're doing that, they are also having a rifleman walk to Yankee, and then they have an engineer that's going to go to Alpha and then to Delta. Borman, I'm sure you remember this map too, and that's exactly what people would do on this thing. Or they would take that transporter rifleman to Yankee, and they would walk the other one to Bravo. Like, econ starts were the most popular type of start on an EndWar. They just were in the theater war. So the strat that I would do on this one, I wish I could say I came up with it, but I didn't, is we would actually start with a transport of riflemen, another rifleman, and then we'll deploy an engineer. So our first set of riflemen, the transport and the riflemen, are driving all the way to Yankee, and then our other rifleman is walking to Foxtrot. We are also going to deploy an engineer that's going to take Lima. The point of this one is to secure Yankee, not upgrade it, but we're just taking it. We're going to hop right back into the transport, and then we're going to peel back to Zulu, drop off the boys, and then bring the transport around. Why is it telling me I can deploy 5 units? Excuse me? Yeah. Is this a bug? It says I have no command points. Is it bugged? Oh, it's bugged. Cool. Well, this is fun. Yeah. Let's do it. There we go. Here's a gunship rush, I guess. Alright, cool. 12 units are off the bat. Alright. 12-year-old Xbox. I am the AI. Oh, wow. This is hilarious. So this kind of defeats what I was trying to say, but the plan the plan is that you secure Yankee, you bring the boys back to Zulu and just drop them off, and then you bring that transport around to the Lima side of things. So your artillery are defended as you're deploying them and pushing up. And then you bring in armor, a bunch of armor, and you drive over to Foxtrot. Or actually, you don't even bring your artillery in first. You just bring in armor, like tanks. And you drive all the way over to Foxtrot. And that way you can go secure it. And then you end up with having Yankee, Sierra, Lima, and Foxtrot. And your boys are sitting on Zulu. So the second the enemy can take... Yankee back from you because you've left it, then you just start taking Zulu, and you've got now 4 command points that you otherwise wouldn't have had, which means you've now got an extra unit in, and I promise you, don't ever use mission supports for that extra 4. Use it for another unit. You can have a whole nother set of armor tanks. You can have 2 sets of tanks, you know, driving into Foxtrot to make sure you secure it. And once you've got, you know, that advantage, then you really are just pushing a bunch of armor onto Foxtrot side of things, up through Bravo. Your artillery can move up and start knocking Delta down. Yeah, that's basically it. I love this. What is this? Why do I have all these gunships and all these units? Yeah, so here's the strat, right? You just do this, and then you say active groups, secure, Zulu. I actually can't see the rest of the list behind my own face. I should stop using the preview window in OBS, but it's the easiest way to see the chat when you guys are saying stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, airstrikes are a little strange because they seem really strong because they're knocking out like half of the health of a unit. But if you think about it, you're spending 4 command points to knock out half the health of a unit. You still got another quarter to deal with. You know, a third. There's debate over whether you say quarters or thirds, but you've got another vehicle to deal with. You got another vehicle to deal with, and it's only really for the one engagement that you've done that to. Why are my artillery all the way up there? Oh well. This is ridiculous that the game just let me become hot missiles. They don't even give you the area of effect missile. Wait, is hot missile the one that comes first, or area of effect missile that comes first? It's all these like little details of things that I just can't remember off the top of my head. Wow, the AI is not deploying units either, so did it just give me all of its command points? Like, what is this?
Mission success. The battle place is
Cool.
secure. So much for the legendary Spetsnaz.
Alright, well, that's what you do. Apparently you deploy 12 units right off the bat and then win the game. All right, how's the audio of the game audio? The Elgato was giving me some issues when I was doing some testing. It was like getting out of sync, and the audio was just dropping out completely. Has that happened yet? I guess I would be able to tell because I can hear it on the monitoring. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Okay. Probably got time for maybe 3 more. Probably sneak in 4, depending on how long they take. I see messages coming in. Clearly, I have notifications turned off. Do I want to battle? Oh, hell yeah, I want to battle. You kidding me? On skirmish? Oh, yeah. Like I said, anybody who has it on Xbox, like, you're welcome to add me, and we will just play, because this is just all fun. It's fun to reminisce. I'm sure you'll beat me. I mean, I used to be good. I still know some things. It's also really hard to talk while you're playing. Darth Pow Protein. Yeah, that's an amazing name. How do I invite people? I gotta go here. I don't have the DLC maps. They just won't install on my machine for some reason, and I refuse to format the hard drive because I don't want to lose my 2010 and 2012 saves, 2010 and 2011 saves that are on here, because it's just kind of cool. Cool. Yep. Send me an invite, man. And yeah, I don't apparently have notifications off in the 360. I don't know how to turn those on and off. Probably in preferences. There. Yeah, there's DLC maps on in EndWar. There's like 6 of them, I think, but they weren't added to Theater of War. They were only added to skirmishes. So you and I never would have played them unless we hopped out and did a skirmish. So there's one like Devon Beach. I remember I played a 4v4 with people. You want to do Washington? Yeah, sure. It's fine with me. Do whatever you want to do. You pick, Darth. This is your match to pick what you want to do. Yeah, so I remember doing Devon Beach, doing a 4v4 with some of my friends, and then we just never played skirmishes again. Just the one time, and that was it. So coming back and playing it on PC, they're not DLC on the PC. Everything was just given to you for whatever reason. We had to pay for them on consoles, but free on the PC. That kind of bullshit. I love Shenandoah Valley. I'd be happy with this one. I'd be happy with Rondain or the Brener Pass, whatever the name is on the skirmish. Shenandoah Valley. This is this is the kind of match where you end up with either pushing or you end up with turtling. So I don't know if you're listening and you can hear everything I'm doing, but I don't know that I care. I'm going to try, as much as I want to just, be the cool streamer who beats you and is so good and everything, I also just want to have fun and talk to you guys more than I want to win matches. So what can I do? I'm trying to make my decisions here. Remember doing tankiest tank builds with the Russians? Yeah. I think I know what start I want to do. It's just a matter of let's do it. I have a lot of good memories on Shenandoah. I mean,
Mission is cleared
this
for
map
go.
is what it
Let
is,
go.
right?
On radar. Unity.
Okay.
Хорошо. This is express.
Off we go.
All beasts ready to fight.
I'm sure you're listening in. You can hear everything I'm doing.
This is Dogu. All squads strong.
Basically just buying every health upgrade possible and making it a grind in 10 minutes. Yep. I mean, there's one of my favorite things in EndWar is there's the tactical battalion for the Russians, and it gives plus 10% HP to your command vehicle, and that also applies to your guard brigade and to your drones, or your guard brigade and to your UAV. And so you just level up your command vehicle as fast as you can, and then you just use it as a meat shield. You just drive it straight into the enemy, and it takes so much for them to kill a 3-star or even a veteran command vehicle that has an extra 10% HP. It's just hilarious.
This is Dogu.
Why are they taking not the shortest path to? Okay, that's this game for you.
Center quadrant. Eyes on black
Gunship.
Okay, we move.
This is Bugbear.
Transport prep to deploy. Unit inbound on deployment zone.
All right, well he has no tank, so
Securing uplink.
Check center quadrant. Eyes on M118 fastbacks.
I don't know why you got your infantry out there. That was not a good idea.
Hostiles have secured the
This is Bugbear.
Express here.
They're not in cover yet.
check alpha. They took
Yep, so we just deal with his rifleman first. Then he can't stop us. Yep.
Toggle gear.
He might be able to get my transport, which is pretty good. Yeah, he got it. Which means my tank is just on its own. But he has no way to stop my rifleman now.
Extraction order.
Yeah, so that's you gotta be careful with that. You let your rifleman out too early. That was your problem. You had me beat to Yankee. You should let your rifleman get a lot closer and then drop them off. Because once they were in the open and my tank was there and my transport hitting them while they were in the open, you basically had no way of stopping it. And right now, I can see if I zoom in, you're upgrading to Force Recon. It's going to take a long time for you to get Force Recon out. And even then, it's only a level 1 Force Recon. So we are going to reinforce with another transport because we need some anti-air on this bitch. Yeah. There was no reason to let your infantry out of your transport that early. In fact, it was very much a bad idea. Love this map, just trying to hold a bridge. Yep.
Units inbound on deployment zone.
And you see you've got an artillery unit and a tank coming up. And I need to peel back.
Check Bravo.
Didn't I just say deploy a gunship? Where the fuck's my gunship?
Units inbound on deployment zone.
Toggle gear. All squads strong.
Check Unit 5. They'll get cut up.
I actually don't need my artillery up there yet.
Unit 3. They are outmatched.
I can tell you're playing with voice commands because you're not really like moving your infantry around as much. It's kind of like a telltale sign, the way that your units have been attacking and stuff. Oh, I've got some frame rate drop on my side. I wish I'd been able to play Theater War during the Pride Day. Yeah, man, it was just a different experience. Bring our gunship back a little bit.
Transport fueled and ready.
Yo, why isn't my... Wait, is this bugged? Oh, Unit 1. Jesus Christ. This is what I mean. It's hard to frickin' play. Like, I didn't even realize I had 2 gunships. Am I playing on mouse and keyboard? No, this is, we're playing on Xbox 360. So, no mouse and keyboard here. Not even an option for us here, actually.
Eyes on M118 fast.
Ah, eyes on M118 fastbacks, but your transports are pretty far from your tank here, bud. In fact, they can't do anything for me there.
Check Foxtrot.
Jesus Christ.
Security. Check this. Being taken by hostile.
And if you decide to move them forward, in fact, I don't even have to wait for you to. I'm just going to use 2 special attacks on your transport now to just make sure it gets eliminated immediately.
Center quadrant. Hostile.
And like that, just like that, it's down. And we'll just tell these guys to attack. Do the flamethrower there. I forgot to tell my transport to move up a second ago.
Check Unit 4. Yes, friend. Units entering the battle space. Check center quadrant.
He's got Force Recon. Yeah. He's got engineers there, huh? So if you're deploying Force Recon, then that's about it. Love Lord game and what unit and faction. Ah, yeah. Yeah, the book has some cool stuff, some cool lore, actually, in it. The Bumblebee, there's a scene in the first novel. They talk about using the Bumblebee.
Hostile mutant.
and it's just such a gripping scene of like the soldier on the ground seeing the tank, seeing the tank and like how it shoots out like I think it shoots out some sort of like targeting thing. But like the way it's explained is gripping. I originally played on 360, now on PC. Yeah, I have it on PC too. I haven't played the Xbox version in over a decade, so this has been really fun. It's crazy to me that I haven't played it in over a decade, and you guys can see that like I am very quickly whipping around and grabbing like units and grouping them, or I'm like switching cameras and just doing this. I can't believe all this muscle memory is still here. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so you've got Force Recon coming in here. But it's not gonna do a whole lot for you. I'm gonna go ahead and just suicide my. We got 2 of them coming in actually. Oh, we lose connection. We quit. What happened? I think it's a quit or a. Or EDC'd. Is on PC working fine with the Steam version? All online is gone for the Steam version now, unfortunately. Like, we do have a way where you can use a VPN. It's a Radmin is the program, but you can play VPN with us. Hey, Darth, that was fun. Game crashed. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. If you, Darth, no, AK Hal Gunner sent me a message. This is my boy. When I used to do a bunch of 2v2s. Oh, it's sending me notifications for messages from a long time ago. Wow, that's funny. Am I gonna get messages for like the last 11 years live on stream? Is that what's about to happen? Not pretty much. I messaged these guys like a month ago on the Xbox app on my computer, and now I'm getting all the notifications. That's fun. Darth, you, if you're listening, your mistake was letting your rifleman out too early at Yankee. And then you sent your transport too far away to protect your tank by the time you moved it up. And then I could tell you were waiting for your Force Recon. It's probably smart for you to wait to have your Force Recon come out, because that was 8 command points and a lot of armor that was going to bear down on me. But I already had 2 artillery deployed and 2 gunships. Like, Force Recon wasn't going to do a whole lot to me there at that point. One thing I would tell you to do is, if you are going to do that strat that you did, don't bring in a gunship that early. Your gunship did absolutely nothing for you that early. All it did was help you go up there and see what I had, but it didn't do anything to really stop my tank. It didn't do anything to stop my transport or my rifleman that went to Yankee. Think of it that way. Like, a gunship right off the bat, it usually is going to do nothing for you. Gunships are they're just so weak. There's very few scenarios where a gunship at the starting deployment actually gets a task completed for you. And even then, it's usually the reason like the gunship rush existed. It's about rushing up there and dealing damage to something before it can get somewhere. 3 Mile Island is actually a good one to start off with a gunship or 2 gunships if you're on the west side of the map, because most people who play on the east side of the map, the attacker side, they will deploy a rifleman and walk them to the closest uplink, and that closest uplink is very far, and there's not a lot of cover in between, so you can actually just run 2 gunships all the way over there, and you can down that rifleman before they can get to the uplink. And then you've completely stalled that opponent's econ. Firebase Curse. So yeah, sorry, the DLC maps, they might not work for me. Hopefully, maybe it works. I've never played this map. I've never seen this map, ever. Never seen this map. So thank you for picking it. This will be fun. Nick, you said, I lost my game. I don't know how long ago, but the campaign was so nice to play. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've never seen this map. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I imagine that the defending side, the Americans, you're probably running down and grabbing Bravo. It looks like it's the paths up for me are north of Alpha and south of Alpha, or along the backside, which means I'm probably not driving up there without just picking you off. I think this looks like a terrible map to defend. Yep, golden, exactly. It's a 4-minute econ hit. And they still have to deal with your 2 gunships, which you can, if you play it right, you can have your gunships split off and really like annoy the hell out of your opponent. All right, well, this is a siege, so we just do the normal siege start stuff, which is yeah, just the normal siege starting stuff. Yeah, this is fun. I don't. Sieges were just rarely played back in the day because obviously, you know, your faction had to get to a capital in order to have it happen, and a lot of people wouldn't play sieges as the defenders because sometimes, not all the time, I think it was a bug, but sometimes your units would actually die. You know, you don't want to lose units to just losing a siege. And usually by then it's like late war, so you're losing like high level ranked people, high ranked units. Oh, this map is way smaller than I thought it would be. Oh my goodness. Like I could just tell them to walk to Foxtrot. Wow. Reinforcements arrive in 9 minutes. Okay.
Eyes on M23 Spartan artillery.
Copter is ready to go.
Get in close. Excellent. Ursa here. Artillery fire on our position.
Secure uplink. Okay. Eyes on fastback IFVs.
Affirmative. Land them. Affirmative. We move now.
Boom. Hit him with 2 chemical shells.
No problem.
They have smashed.
Just destroying them.
This is Shockwave. Artillery fires on our position. Ursa here.
Waiting for orders.
Check unit 9. Bad odds.
Ah,
Transport
forget
fuel
about it.
and
Let's
ready
just
to
go.
deploy.
Moonlock here. We are in position.
Check unit 11. They are outmatched.
Close the range. This is good plan.
There they are.
In position, Colonel.
Yeah. And then we just back the gunships off. So what I just did there is I just moved the gunships up, just to spot them, and then I just drop attack ground on the on where his artillery's at. So even if I lose vision of them for any reason, my artillery are still attacking.
Check unit C. They're suppressed.
And apparently I destroyed like a detonator or something since a bunch of explosions just happened. What was that? Strange. I don't know this map. This is such a strange map. This has got to be an awful map. This is an awful map to defend against. There's no way that they made this game to be anywhere near competitive.
Check unit 9.
Yeah, like it's just so easy. I'm just running armor up at it. Figured siege was a fight to the death for both sides and a chance to evac unit. Yeah, I think it would have been better if they'd made it, you know, both sides have that
They'll get cut up.
that limitation or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, because right now, like that consequence, I guess is a good way to put it. Because right now, yeah, like you play a siege and your units die if you're defending, but
Check Foxtrot. We captured it.
all right. So we're just gonna deep strike on Alpha here and win the game. My tanks don't know what the fuck to do. It's funny.
Eyes on Blackwood gunship. Check unit 2.
Yeah, this looks like an absolutely awful map to defend against, and I'm really glad that they didn't put it into Theater of War. I would have been
Extraction order.
like annoyed. Like, this is a horribly designed map.
Check unit 4. They'll get cut up.
This is
One thing I'm doing here, I don't know if you'll notice this, but when I deep strike anywhere, I always tell my infantry to get into cover on an uplink and then tell them to secure the uplink. There is a problem. I think the Xbox version has this a little bit more than the PC, but there are plenty of times where your infantry will start securing the uplink and they won't be in cover. So if they're too close, they won't do it. Hey, Schwingy! Look who it is. My goodness, man. Welcome in. My first ever stream, and I'm off to having some fun with all these people here. Just playing some EndWar. Somebody, actually a viewer, invited me. We're playing some matches together. Got a few more minutes before I got to get out of here, but maybe we could play one or two more. Yeah, I could probably get two more in. Yeah, that map sucks. I'm just gonna say it. That's my first time ever seeing that map. That map came out 12 years ago. That map sucks. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to defend that. I honestly don't. I mean, you don't even have room for your units. Sieges are hard enough on the other ones. On the other maps. Like, Moscow is probably the easiest one to defend on a siege, followed by Paris. The Washington, D.C. is pretty hard to defend because it's just so spread out. And it's such a long map that your opponent can get going. Yeah, if they made it to where you could only get up to the uplink by driving up the backside, then that would have made Firebase Kursk a little bit better there. Trying to think how else. Like, I don't think they could have made it any better. Artillery, the attackers' artillery can just start off right off the bat doing things. The uplinks don't matter. Clearly don't matter. Siege of Moscow is the easiest to defend because it's probably the easiest to drop minefields everywhere in the square, and also the square itself just slows people down, having to get into it and then navigate. So. Wow, 6 people dropped into our... Honestly, the bad rep it gets for PCs because it is entirely... That's the thing is, like, I tried to touch on it in the video, and I don't know if I did very well, but it's so obviously designed for console, and then they had to make design decisions when they brought it to the PC. Yeah, Darth. Yeah, we could keep playing. Yeah, anyone else who's online too. Like I keep saying, I'll be streaming this every now and then. Try to keep that going. How do I invite the game? Anybody who ever wants to play, like, let's play. I like playing this game. I like talking about this game. It's way more fun to actually play against a human than it is to talk about what I do against AI. But yeah, the game, when they got ported to PC, man, they made some terrible decisions that on things that probably seemed small at the time, but ended up having large impact. Yeah, I mean, it's a small thing, but like on the consoles, you have a little aim assist with your reticle, and you don't have that on PC, which you don't need because you have a mouse. But the problem is the mouse, you're trying to hit targets that are moving. You're trying to constantly click on things that are moving that are harder than it's harder than it should be. I would love to see Brener Pass. I think. Let me see what other maps are there on here. I can do 2 more, so I want to see a couple of good maps. Let's do Brener. Yeah. Should they have used WASD for unit selection? I think they should have done 1, 2, 3, 4 QWER as all of the unit selection, and that would have saved a lot, because one of the other problems you have with the PC version is just switching between units cameras. It takes a long time. Like, you have to double click on their unit card, or you have to click the number that they are assigned, and right now they're assigned 1 through 8 or 1 through 12 or 1 through, you know, whatever. I don't even know how you fit all 12 on the, but they're on the 1 keys. The number keys. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so we're doing Brener Pass. Darth, you good? I'm assuming you're good. We're just gonna do it. I love this map. I think I'm on the right side. I was hoping to kind of be on the one side. Let's see. Nope, I'm on the other side. All right. Well, I'll just let you know what I'm doing. Transport, rifleman, tank. I'm going all the way to Sierra. Rifleman, deploying out Alpha. Then we're going. Yeah, PC does allow key binding, but if you have to key bind to make the game playable, you fucked up. It's that simple. So I think one of the things on the PC that they did wrong is the mission supports. Like you have to hit. I don't know what the defaults were, but I ended up changing them to Z, X, C, and V, so that way they were near my WASD hand.
Operation type. Operation type. Go.
Jesus Christ. Unit, move to Sierra.
Uplink position.
Active group, secure, Sierra. All right, one thing I just did there, I don't know if you guys caught that one or not, but I'm telling the tank to move rather than telling all 3 units to move, because if I tell all 3 units to move, the tank will start moving, it'll go full speed, and then the transport will catch up, and the transport will get in front of the tank, and then the transport will actually slow itself down so that it keeps tabs with the tank. If I do it this way, the tank keeps moving at full speed, the transport moves at full speed, the transport's going to outrun the tank by a little bit, but that's fine. The tank can come in and back up. The tank doesn't need to get there the second that the transport gets there. So that's like a small little optimization that they didn't do a good job of explaining. Have I ever played the War Game series? No, I haven't played like any of the any strategy games really, especially not on PC. Like I just wasn't a strategy gamer, and then I wasn't much of a PC gamer, which is funny because I've been playing PC games for over a decade now. But I was playing like League of Legends, like I was gold in League of Legends, and I would just flame everyone. Who was the player you talked about? I remember him being pretty famous back in the day. That's oh, Schwingy, please stop playing League.
Check Alpha.
Let's make better choices.
West quadrant. Eyes on KA-65 Howler
All right.
gunships. Units inbound on.
Vistula here. All machines ready.
Just make better choices with your life, bud. Oh, see, he's got infantry here. It's gonna be a battle.
East quadrant. Eyes on PCR 112 ISE.
Gotta get on now.
Check unit 1. They're in trouble.
Yeah, unit 1's filled. Rifleman? Yeah, rifleman.
One machine down. This is Falcon. This position is highly exposed. Wiping us out!
Check unit 1. They're getting nerfed. Check Sierra. Uplink secured by hostile forces. Check unit 3. They're outmatched. That's a kid. Out here.
I think we're okay here. I'm not actually sure.
Making a go for the uplink.
East quadrant.
It's close.
Hostile destroyed.
I don't know if we're good here. Nope. Rifleman didn't. Riflemen are down.
They'll take losses.
All right. You got me.
Check unit 3.
Well done.
Extraction
Well done.
ordered.
I'm gonna peel back.
Survivors on board and we are lifting off. This is Information Warfare Command Europa.
We're gonna peel back. Good job. Good job. You got me. You got me.
Inbound on busy.
Okay, but I was talking about like we were talking about playing like what were we talking about playing? Like the war game stuff. Yeah, I never played them.
Disengaging.
Just never had a chance to. There's a new arena mode. Arena mode's cool. I like arena mode. I like arena mode a lot actually.
Commandos deployed. This is Bud. All survivors are loaded. Lifting off now.
All right, this is a good start for you. You rushed the tank down to the Sierra. You beat me to it. Yeah, this is a good start for you. So this is going to slow my econ a little bit. Let's do this. Let's just... Definitely slows my econ.
Engage hostiles.
Making me really have to think. Will you freaking move, please? I don't want to use that.
Understood and confirmed.
Badgers on their way.
Zircon here. Holding at position.
Sparta here. Securing the uplink.
Units inbound on the Z. We will try not to hit friendlies. Confirmed.
I don't know what your gunship's doing, bud, but you're going to have it go down.
Uplink secured by hostiles. Check Bravo. Uplink is secured. Southwest quadrant. Hostile destroyed. Units entering the battle space.
What is going on? How do you not use command vehicle? I do. I just chose not to. I use them a lot, actually. I really like command vehicles.
Zircon here.
They're very underrated. The problem is with the PC version, the command vehicle is actually really gimped because they don't let you control the UAV from within the sitrep. Whereas on console, you can just click the Y button while you're in sitrep, and you can control the UAV. But I just chose not to use a command vehicle on this one. I just didn't think I needed it. I just didn't want to use it. It wasn't part of my strategy.
Confirmed. In transit.
Why did it just say a unit was killed? What is that a bug? Did the game just bug on me? What just died? Somebody tell me what just died. What?
Confirmed. In transit. Units entering the battle space. Check center quadrant. Eyes on BTR 112 IFE.
Did this game just crash again? Yep.
The battle space is secure.
All right. I kind of want to talk about what was going on there. I feel like you got to get Force Recon 2, which means you're going to play a lot of Force Recon. I see you have another transport there. I also see you have probably a rifleman here, which looks like, yep, I can see their stealth, so that's a rifleman. Looking back here, I see 2 gunships and an artillery unit. What else do you have? Nothing back here. Do you have anything coming up the other side of the path? Unit 9 artillery? Wait, did he... Why did it say I died? Why did the Unit 9 artillery die? Anybody know why? Because yeah, you're right. I tried to deploy a second artillery. Why did it say it died? Did he airstrike it? Did I miss that? Because there's artillery deploying here, so it couldn't have been that. I think it was a bug, because I have all my artillery out. I was playing against someone. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't know if a unit... Did a unit die? I think it was a bug. There's no way. All my units were out there. So, okay. Darth, if you're listening, even though you had that advantage against me, I was clawing back. You had a rifleman here that was like half health or just about to go down. And I had a transport full of riflemen there. So I was about to get out and to go secure that uplink. And you had no armor, no tanks or anything there ready to stop me. You had no other riflemen ready to update. I also had a tank and an artillery moving in on this side of the map. So I was going to be able to help keep me defended as I was securing Sierra from you. At the same time, I also had a rifleman walking the Delta, and you had nothing on that side of the map ready to defend that. So that was 2 uplinks I was ready to secure. You notice I also still had my gunship. I believe I still had my gunship up. So if you did have armor coming in, I would have been able to stop that. One of the things you did there was you just didn't need to upgrade Sierra. Once you get this kind of advantage that you just beat me out like that, you just got to go grab uplinks and get units deployed, like tanks, like Force Recon. It's taking you so long to get Force Recon 2 that I'm able to now get my econ going and be able to be prepared to defend against it. So that's the advice I'd have for you is, like once you took me out at Sierra, deploy a transport and a rifleman and start driving all the way down to Delta. Like get secured on that side of the map too, so that way you now have both sides I have to deal with. So let's see. I don't even think yeah, it doesn't say unit killed. I think it was just a bug because it was, I don't know, it also reshuffled all my units around. So I think when I did the grouping of my gunship to just slide all my units around, I think it just was a bug. So I've got 7 minutes. I can play a little bit longer. It looks like I've got an extra 10 minutes that I can run. If anybody wants to play, add me now. I got 4 messages, probably Darth. This is my name, Ice Cold Snake. You can see it on the left side there of the thing. It's a 7 and a V to make up the N because 16-year-old me thought he was cool and he was right. Yeah, would love to play that. But yeah, talking about sort of what just happened there. Like, I got beat right off the bat. Like I went quiet. I could even tell, like, I went quiet as I was talking because I was trying to think, like, how do I claw back? How do I claw back from that? I go and I secure Bravo, and I get another 4 command points, and then I deploy. I already had a deployed rifleman and transport that were moving to Sierra, and a tank. My hope was that you wouldn't try to get a defensive position over there at Sierra to stop that, and sure enough, you didn't. So I was going to be able to secure Sierra. I would have stopped securing Delta because there's no need for me to secure Delta in that point. I would have gotten Sierra, then gotten Delta, and had DEFCON pushed. And then I could move up and start hitting you at Lima. If you try to send Force Recon at me, I've pushed DEFCON. I've got enough units out that I can defend it. So that's how that was going to go. It was a really close fight at Sierra. That was just a really close fight at Sierra. I think that was just the HP difference between Russia and Europe coming into play. You got in this game months before it shut down, yeah. Reserves level 3. Oh, I don't know what you mean. In the campaign, I would use 1 unit of rifle of transports, 1 unit of tanks with artillery after that. Yeah, most of the time it's just like transport, rifleman, a tank, and then artillery. I like to make sure I get econ so I can get both artillery down and then have 4 command points for either a transport or another tank, something that's going to backfill my forward push. Because you always have to think, like, when you deploy a transport and you drive them, it's going to take level 3 Force Recon. Yeah, okay. Level 3 Force Recon, just if you're listening, never upgrade to level 3 Force Recon. It's a waste, absolute waste. It's a scam. Level 3 Force Recon gives you 2 tank units, and it gives you 2 FAVs. You can also then deploy another Force Recon level 1. The game limits you to only a 3 and a 1. So you now have 3 FAVs and 2 tanks, and it costs you 9 command points to do that. Instead, spend 8 command points on 2 level 2s, and you now have 4 tanks and 4 2AVs. Level 3 electronic warfare is amazing. So I don't ever want to hear you say any blaspheming against that Borman. Level 3 electronic warfare is just so damn tilting with how long it hits you. That is amazing. Level 3 airstrikes, yeah, they were kind of overkill and definitely for trolling, but your Force Recon, Force Recon 3 is a waste. It's just not efficient. I got like 4 minutes. I did make sure this was planned out with the wife to make sure I'm helping with stuff around the house. So let me just make sure I have enough time to play another one. While we're sitting and waiting for her to respond, just gonna look through some of these. I know we were talking about war game stuff. Would love to play war game. Would love to play World in Conflict as well. It's another game I never played. It gets compared to EndWar a lot because it's another Ubisoft game that was released at the same time. A lot of people say it's really good. I would like to try it. I did just buy it, actually. Who was the player I talked about being famous? That's Kid Soldier. Kid Soldier is... oh, what's up, Mike? It's good to see you, man. Kid Soldier is actually... So he's like the best player. And, well, we found him. He's in the Discord. You should join our Discord if you haven't yet. I'll put the link in the chat. Come join it. We're starting to get a lot of the top like 10 players are actually joining. You know, Kid Soldier knows a bunch of them still on his Xbox account, so we're just trying to get everybody added and get like, you know, a bunch of people in there. And it's really just an open chat. So if you just join it up and you got some questions, like anybody will jump in and ask and talk about it. We all just love this game. Looks like I do not have time for another one, so we'll sit here and hang out for a couple more minutes before I go. You loved Advanced Warfighter. Oh, Advanced Warfighter is amazing. Are you kidding me? I never played the PC version. I think I played the PC version for like 5 minutes, and I remember Advanced Warfighter, the PC version, GRA 2 of Advanced Warfighter 2. The PC version is first person only, and the console versions has third person. And I always played the console versions first. So another one of those where they like made design decisions between the two, and it just wasn't for me. First person shooters aren't as much my cup of tea as a third person shooter is. I thought it was just really cool to be able to see your character and, you know, take cover and all that kind of stuff. I know it hurts. Yeah, strange. Mike's in the chat saying poggers. Awesome, man. Learning curve of Wargame is brutal. There are 2,000 units. Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of the strategy games that I don't like. I don't like when there are... I don't like when there's a lot of variation. So, like, I think the way EndWar works... The reason EndWar works so well is that, like, it's a tank. It's a tank. It's not like a light tank versus a medium tank versus a heavy tank. It's not like, oh, you're on this faction and you have this tank which gives you a little bit more anti-air than another, you know, like that kind of, all that like little variation of stuff. That's what just turns me off of strategy games. You know, I like Command and Conquer 3, Tiberium Wars. That was one I really liked, because I feel like the variation between the units isn't too bad. Like, you get your they're called mammoth tanks. I think they're called mammoth tanks. You get your mammoth tanks, and then you give them the railgun upgrade. Like, the difference between a mammoth tank and the other tank is very substantial. It's visible. Like, you know the difference, and then you know the railguns. Upgrade makes them stronger. Oh. All right. Well, this has been an absolute blast. I am going to need to get running, so I hope you guys. You said you tried War No, plays Notepad. Yeah, that's about how it is. But I'm gonna get going. This has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna try to be doing this a little bit more on the weekends, and you know, I really just got to plan them out. And there will be one either next weekend or the weekend after that, where we will have Kid Soldier himself on to talk about what it was like playing EndWar back in the day, and kind of reminiscing as we play some of these matches. So I'm really excited for that. I haven't talked to Kid in, gosh, over a decade, and so the other day, just like chatting with him for the first time was amazing. So if you're into this stuff, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I like making YouTube stuff. I want to make more of this stuff. I want to do more streams. So if you guys like the stream, like, keep tuning in. I don't know how to end these things. I just kind of ramble. So that's about it. See you guys.